I don't know that enough is talked about when it comes to fear and high performance and high achievers. So this has been something very interesting to me when, with the podcast, and we talked to some of the most successful, not just firm owners and law firm owners, but also those in other industries that are at the top of their game, and how often fear has come up, and just them being very transparent and vulnerable. And then you go on to find out, like, Tom Brady gets nervous before he gets on the field. Beyonce gets nervous before she performs, all those different things. And, it's interesting, the interplay between fear and courage, because sometimes people believe courage is just doing something, being entirely confident in the absence of fear. And it's actually quite the opposite, right? Courage is the ability to actually do something that frightens you. And, and in fact, I don't know that you can actually have courage without fear. In fact, you can't, quite frankly. If you have no fear, that's not really courage. That's just doing something, right? And what is fear? Well, there's a lot of ways to define fear. Sometimes people say it's false evidence, appearing real, whatever it might be. But when I think back across my life, there's been times. Even looking back, one of the pivotal points years and years ago was when we wanted to do a client referral program, and we saw that there were other giveaways like Apple gift cards and iPods or Amazon gift cards, and we decided to give away a car, and it was a Tesla Model S. It was a $77,000 Tesla that we were going to give away to our clients. Now, mind you, at that time, okay, 77,000 equated to my entire savings. In fact, it was a little bit more than I had in my entire savings. So that was, that required a tremendous amount of courage. I remember when I got that car and we drove it to the office, and we thought we'd launch this amazing program. We'd get such an amazing response. And then when we launched it, the first 30 days, we didn't get any response. And yet every day I drive into the office and I'd see that car and I'm thinking, what have I done? Right? My eye twitched for months and months and months on end. And, and ultimately we figured it out. We were able to make that program very successful. That led to, a turning point for the company as a whole. And that led to us now then deciding to make a bigger decision, give another one away the following year, and then 3 more the following year, and then 3 more, and so on. And then now over the last 4 years, I believe we've given away almost 9-10 cars, right? So we've given away over, I think, 8 Teslas, a Ferrari. We're doing the Rolls Royce now for our clients this year. But each of those decisions required a tremendous amount of courage. You never know what's on the other side of that, and those are really big investments, so they're not easy to do. But if you're committed to something, then you'll figure it out, of course. Now, this goes for anything. It's not just giving cars away. It was the same, I had the same fear when I decided to write the first book, when we decided to host our first conference, even years back when we decided to hire the first employee. Just to even be responsible for another person's salary, someone beyond yourself. That was difficult. And then, that expands to then, you're 70 people or 80, 100 people and so on. But you don't make those leaps. If you're looking at it all backwards, you have to start somewhere, right? So until we gave away the first car, we would never give away 9 more in the years that followed. Until we decided to host our first conference with 500 people, we would have never decided to do 1,000 people, or now announcing our Evolve Summit, 5,000 people. So those become building blocks. And I believe that you really train that type of courage by confronting things, by getting comfortable being uncomfortable. So it's not to say that all these things bring me fear. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it. You sometimes agonize over it, but that doesn't stop you from doing it. And I think that's the biggest difference. Like if you have courage, that's something that you can build and build and build, almost like a muscle. Then rather than running from fear, when you hit a roadblock, whether it's fatigue or a plateau or whatever it might be, that you press onward, okay? And that allows you to tap into this new level of energy. Almost think about it like a second wind or a third wind or a fourth wind. And that now empowers you to place even bigger bets and so on, right? So, courage at the end of the day is the ability to do something that frightens you. There is no courage without fear. And the most successful people that I've ever met, the ones that I've spoken with, and you'll hear them all the time on the podcast, the legal leaders that you admire, they describe that same feeling when they walk into the courtroom. They describe that same feeling when they're growing their organization. That fear is always there, but it's the courage that allows you to persist in the face of that fear. So yeah, that's something to think about. Fear is natural, and once you recognize that you're not alone, if you're feeling that, right? If you have that, that knot in your stomach, that you say, hey, this doesn't mean that this is a bad thing, right? This is a natural part of venturing into the unknown, doing something that is worthwhile, doing something that can make a great impact. And when you embrace that and persist anyway, that's where you get courage.